All right, we have a special car in store today. And it's not just any Corvette. It's a 1963 split window Corvette.
It is the Corvette.
See a little peek right there? There's a crazy story on this, how long it's been in the family, and all sorts of other stuff that the owner was just showing us with like documentation and plates and manuals.
A little sad story, good stories. He's gonna show a couple things to you.
He's going to show it to both of us and to all of you.
To the whole audience. To
All at the same
you
time.
fellers out there.
All at the same time. There's not much more to say other than it's kind of funny because we've driven from where he lives here in San Diego. We've driven past this spot multiple times and we've never caught it with the garage open, but we've never, you would have never known that the car was right here in this spot, in this garage. Would you have thought?
Things are tucked away everywhere.
Would you have thought?
Never would have thought.
It's crazy.
Got a friend lives right up the road.
Yeah, we have a friend that's like right over there. It's crazy how it happens,
But this fine Joel's been sitting for a while now, about a year or two, and no more sitting. We don't need car sitting anymore. We're gonna get this thing on the road.
We're done with this sitting.
Man, we're gonna drive.
We're done with this. We're gonna fix it up one day. We're gonna fix it today.
Today's the day.
Change that one day to day one. Day one is today.
Let's do it. Let's go over this. Check this out.
Check it out.
So this is it, my 1963 Corvette that I've inherited through my father. Birth father purchased this back in 1983. He had passed away in 1990, and when my mother remarried, my stepdad John helped restore the car with me for several years until he unfortunately passed away very suddenly. So we've been taking care of it out here in California. It was originally in New York. We've been taking care of it out here in California for 15 other years now. So it's been quite a journey. I've been trying to do as much of the work myself as I can, but I'm just not as familiar with the older cars, the older engines, and so finding myself Googling around and YouTubing around for 350 and 327 engine rebuilds, I stumbled across ZHP and the Master Mechanic, and so they also happen to be literally right down the road. Noticed a couple of the on-ramps that you guys would hop onto and then really haul ass. So it's tricky. You got to really look because you get on it and then you blow in there. And so I'm like,
to the speed limit though. To the speed limit.
To the speed
We just quickly get to the speed limit.
I understand that. I've very, 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 very rapidly accelerate to 60 miles an hour. And so, seeing these on-ramps and stuff, seeing the story of a father and son doing these types of rebuilds and engine work, and it just really had touched me in that there's a lot of that in my history with my stepdad. He had passed away really when I was much younger and didn't get an opportunity to truly appreciate what it was he was doing and the kind of work he was doing. And so it's been a challenge for me to pick it up on my own, in that there's a lot of emotion tied to it. And so I'm very thankful to have the Master Mechanic here today to help me get her back into good shape. So this is just some of the history. We've got my dad's old shop manual and stuff. The car had at times been in car shows and things, and so we've got various documentation of the rebuild over the years. The original Corvette owner's manual, which I always found very intriguing by the language that they used for various things here, like the use of the brakes, applying the brakes as though you mean business. Downshifting, if your car is equipped with a manual transmission, you will undoubtedly at some time wish to downshift from one gear ratio to the immediate lower gear ratio, and then teaching you how to double clutch your transmission, which is not something I think you'd find in today's manuals. So yeah, some of our old orange and black 63 plates from New York. Someone was very happy when we gave up the split 63 plate. Yeah, this is our the old shop manual that I was working off of, and found some writing from my dad when he was doing troubleshooting work, and it's eerie and familiar, and it's a challenge sometimes to work on this by myself, and just trying to watch YouTube videos to gain knowledge and things, and it only really goes so far when you really need somebody with the expertise. And I think that's really what drawn me to your videos most, is that you really explain why you do what you do, and you really go through why we're making these steps and making these adjustments and things. And it just really struck me as someone who truly genuinely cares about the work that he does, and so that's why you guys are here today.
Right on.
So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We're excited to see it on the road.
Yeah.
So how long?
Or it
How
should be.
long has this thing been sitting now?
1 year.
1 year.
1 year. It happened. The belt jumping happened probably maybe a year and 4 months or something like that. And I got the belt back on, but now I'm having a little bit of problem with the starter, and it just gets to a point where it goes beyond my knowledge. And so I'm hoping we can get her back on the road, and I'll weekly drive her after that.
There you go. Now we're
So-
talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Drive it. Drive it, man. So this is pretty much why the belt came off and why it got parked. As you can see here, that the water pump here has got some play in it. So the shaft on the water pump took a crap and then it wobbled and it spit the belt off. Is why why he was talking about why the belt came off. And you can see that the fan clutch is pretty much doing nothing on top of it all. So this is what started the whole problem of the car being parked. I came over before today and looked at the car, and I noticed that it's got some oil on the back of the intake and everything. So it just made more sense to do the intake gaskets now while there's no coolant in it, because I was planning on pulling the distributor anyways to prime the engine because it's been sitting for a year like you said. So I'm like, well, if I'm pulling the distributor to prime it, there's no coolant in it, might as well we'll pull the intake off real quick. We'll seal that oil leak. You know, you don't want an oil leak in your trick Corvette anyway, so we're gonna slow that down right now. So today we're gonna seal the intake, change the water pump, we're gonna change the fan clutch. We got new belts for it. You can see that this is a 340 horse, so it has the pulley over here that uses the other groove on the water pump crankshaft. So it has two belts, so if you do spit the alternator belt, you still run the water pump, but this belt's missing. But we have both new belts, so we're gonna replace the belts. We're gonna get it running. We're gonna fire back up. We're gonna get this thing on the road, and then we can see what's going on. He talks about having problems with the starter once it gets hot. It doesn't want to start. So once we get it running, we'll go for a drive. We'll see what's going on with that. We'll get some heat in it, and you can see somebody did some fine tuning that they decided you didn't need the vacuum advance. They just put a screw in it. So we're gonna fix that too. So sit back, let's get started. See how these rockers got some lash in them? It's not that they're loose. This thing's got a solid cam in it. The 340 horses have the 3030 Duntop solid cam in it, so you got to set the rocker lash. So that's why they got the clatter in there. It's supposed to be like that. So we got it all cleaned up here, ready to go back together. Looking good, it's like brand new. Actually, it's not that old, it's been rebuilt. It's been years ago, but not that many miles ago. Got an incoming phone call. So normally the intake gaskets come with these rubber. Some come with a rubber and a cork for the front and rear. So I don't like to use the rubber, guys. So we're gonna throw those in the trash. One thing we're gonna use is the distributor gasket and the side gaskets here. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of silicone around the water jackets here, just for these little impurities. Do a little bit of smear silicone around there, and then I'll do a beaded silicone in the front and the back. Got our intake gaskets laid out here. We got our silicone on it. Now I gotta set the intake on it. We got the intake cleaned up. Try to go down straight as possible here. So now we got the valve covers on and everything. Now we can prime it. So that's the start of the whole process of taking the intake and everything off, because we're gonna take the distributor out to prime it because it's been sitting. So now we're gonna run the pump. So we're gonna sneak this little primer in here, and now that the oil pump shaft is gonna be spun, we're gonna have to line the distributor up in it when we put the distributor back in. So we're just gonna go ahead and run it. We got one pressure. It's ready to run. It's happy. So now we got it primed.
All right, so while the master mechanic is putting the distributor together and getting it in the right place and everything, I want to talk a little bit of the history about this car and some of the documentation that the current owner has from his dad and his stepdad that owned it before, you know, the stuff that they put together. So you can see right here, he has a whole entire photo album of pictures of the car when they first got it, pictures of the car when it was in the restoration process. You can see when they were pulling out the old engine. This thing isn't 100% numbers matching. From what he knows, this isn't the original 327 that was in this car from the factory. So like he said previously in the video, his dad bought the car in '83. So somebody before that, in that 20-year period from 63 to 83, somebody changed the engine to what he said he thought was a big block. You know, there's pictures of them pulling out that engine and then putting in the current engine that's in here now. They were building that engine and putting that one in here. And their goal was to restore it to as factory as possible. You know, what this car came with from the factory. So this car is a factory silver car. So I don't know if it was ever painted to a different color or something, because if you look right here in the door jamb, there is a patch of green. So I don't know if somebody previously painted this car green or something of that effect, but ever since they've had the car, it's been silver. When they went to, you know, go through the restoration, they repainted it the silver color. When they bought it, it originally had rally wheels on it, but they put on the factory knockoff wheels that came from the factory. I'm not sure if these are the exact factory wheels or if they're like reproduction, you know, factory looking wheels. If you look here, there's all the history of the receipts of all the places they took it to, all the work they had done, all the way dates back to '83, and it just goes to '96 right here. You can see here he has a whole box full of the receipts. These are all the receipts that are dated on that paper I just showed you, and then all sorts of other stuff, man. Corvette ID numbers, manuals, way too much to even go through in this video, but other plates. There's all sorts of miscellaneous stuff in that box. And then right here is pretty cool because it shows all the different numbers. So if you want to know exactly what headlamp, parking lamp, and directional signal, 1963. Candle power, 4 to 32. Trade number, 1034. Like, you can find all the numbers. They're all here in this binder. So you can see right here, 63. Body and trim color combinations. Got 900 is tuxedo black. 916 Daytona blue, 941 Sebring silver. You got it all in this You got alternator codes, every code you want underneath the sun. For the people that this matters to you, it's all right here. But to me, like, it's cool, it's history, but it doesn't matter too much to me personally. You got these numbers. So CE was a 411 posi traction 4-speed. Wherever you find that code on the car, that's what that was. So that's about it. There's a lot of information. I don't want to go through it too much because it'd be a lot of documents and pictures to go through, but how about we get back to the work we're doing on the car? Let's get back with the master mechanic.
Got our new water pump here in the old jalopy. I got a better shade of Chevy orange this time. I actually bought the right color. I couldn't cheat on the Corvette. Sorry, Ivan. But now we're gonna put the water pump on, and on the conventional Chevys, the bolts go into the water jacket, so we got a little Teflon paste on the threads. Here's the tensioner. I even got a little helper today. We got a little doggy. Here's the. So this is the 340 horse special. This is a little tensioner idler pulley that runs the water pump. So it goes around the crankshaft and then the water pump and then this. So when you're getting crazy and lose your alternator belt, the high RPMs, you still have your water pump and fan. So I'm gonna put this back on now. Then we're gonna get to the fan. Got our new GM AC Delco replacement fan clutch. It's actually stiff like it's supposed to be. This little cute little guy got nobody home.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Out with the old, in with the new. Boom! So I wind up taking this off here, and you can see this bearing is pressed in here. And I pretty much just used a swing and press, and I adjusted it and pressed it further down. So now the pulley is closer to the bracket. You can see that it's pretty much straight. It's good now. It's not going to kick the belt. I'm not worried about kicking the belt. So we got that adjusted. Got a Racer X carburetor here. So we got our last piece of the puzzle here before we go start it. Got to put our fuel filter back on. There it is. What do you say? Should we start it? We already know the oil's good. I checked the oil level.
How about we see what it does, huh?
The owner's going crazy. He's over here all shaking, going nuts.
Getting the shakes.
We'll have you fire it up here. We'll have you do the honors of cranking it over. All right, he's getting in the car. Let's fire this thing up.
Got the good old timing light set up here. We're gonna get the timing set, get the distributor out, so we gotta get it back in the right spot.
So we got it shut off just for temporary double checking everything, topping off the coolant, and we noticed we have a little leak right here at the bypass. So supposedly it's only on the 340 horses on these Corvettes that it has a little bypass hose from the water pump to the intake. That's on back order. Supposedly it just shipped, but so we should be getting it in a little bit. We can replace that later, but right now we just reuse the original or whatever was on here before.
Yeah, the one that was on it.
I don't think it was original, but we just reused what's on here, so we'll replace that later. But other than that, what do you think?
I think it's
I'm
trick.
absolutely blown away to hear it start up and run again and smell it, and it's just I can't thank you guys enough. This is awesome. I can't wait to keep working on it too.
It's awesome. It's awesome to be a part of it.
Really want to see some nice things go into this to really modernize it a little bit. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Yeah, you guys are going to be some photos in my photo album now.
Aw, like for family.
Yeah.
Now we got the ignition timing set. We took the port screw out of the vacuum line, hooked up the vacuum advance. So now we're gonna put our little bling bling cover on here. He didn't have all the bling bling cover on. You know, Corvettes are all whole chrome. They cover all the wires, but we're fortunate enough we only have the one we got to deal with. So we're gonna sneak this guy back in here. Is he gonna make it?
I don't know. You took it off there. I hope it makes it.
Man, what's going on over here? That coil just doesn't want to be friends. There it is. I better get my hammer out.
Put the hammer away, man.
It's hammer time.
Put the hammer
It's
away.
hammer time.
If you would like to do the honors.
You got it?
Yeah, sure.
Just plug it right on there and try to line up that stud. Where are we at here? Oh, there we are right there. There it is.
Get your bling bling cover and then your bling bling air cleaner.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Look at that.
Oh man.
I think we're ready for a test drive.
You ready? We're gonna shut it down. You're gonna go for a little cruise. You tell me what you think.
All right, here we go. A moment of truth. How do I look in here?
You look amazing.
Beep, beep, beep. Backing up. You know, if I think about it, I think this is the first C2 Corvette that I've driven in.
First one, huh? I'm happy to help you out there. This is. It's not too loud in here.
No.
It's really not at all. It's perfectly drivable. Oh my gosh! To watch your dad at work is it's really fantastic. It just you really bring these things to life for lots of different people and for yourselves too. It really is quite an art.
Funny, like the size of it, the feel of it reminds me of like the Nova. It feels,
It's a little cockpit.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a little small pocket rocket.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
All right, we just got back. The master mechanic's gonna go driving now.
We're gonna go crack the VTEC. We're gonna go find ourselves a. What we're gonna find? Civic, Honda Civic.
You're gonna find yourself a Nova.
We're gonna find ourselves a
You're
Nova.
gonna find yourself an RX-350 and an old Mazda to school.
Mazda's already broke down. We don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, and the RX-350 is already parked on the golf course.
Try another first gear.
The one day I didn't grab my GoPro. The one day. Now we just have to sit here and wait. We can't see the master mechanic drive the split window. I'm sorry. We can't. We can't see it in its living glory. We have to wait for him to drive back. So let's wait. Over and above all of the cars he could have inherited, he inherited a 63 C2 split window Corvette. Like, I'm serious. It's like, it's the Corvette. It is the classic car. One of the most iconic classic cars to inherit, or just in general, not to inherit, but in general. And for him to inherit that, that's pretty special. It's pretty crazy being a part of this. You know, it's awesome. Thank you for letting us be a part of it. Thank you for reaching out to us, giving us the opportunity to work on your car, because we always love doing this stuff. If any of you guys have any more of these opportunities, if you have any cars that have been sitting for a while, and you know, any old cars, any Impalas, C10s, anything, you want us to come work on it, reach out to us. We can work something out. We'd love to be a part of it. What do you think, huh?
Very nice. I'll take it for sure.
You like it?
It's nice. It's really nice. Something going on in the rear end. It feels like the passenger side, but all in all, it drives really nice. Really trick car. Runs really good.
Well, Master Mechanic, what are your thoughts?
Amazing. Lost for words. What are your thoughts?
That seemed very convincing.
Really trick. It was nice to be a part of getting this fine automobile back on the road. We had a good day today. Everything went smooth. It was really nice. Nice car. Runs good.
Everything actually went smooth for once.
Yeah, it was a rare occasion.
That was very rare. It actually went as planned.
Like it's supposed to.
So we're happy that happened. We're happy we got it on the road. And we're happy that we could have, we did it for the owner.
More so the owner's happy.
Yeah.
He's happier than we are.
Yeah, he is. We're happy to see it on the road,
He's got a
but
smile ear to ear.
yeah,
Permanent, like he tattooed it
he's
on.
blown away. He's blown away. We're sure we'll see it again in the future. You know, hit the subscribe button. Keep an eye out for a good old split window.
Because you want to see it again in the future too.
It's a nice looking car.
Come on back.
You gotta find out. Stay tuned.